Hello, lovely people. Welcome once again to another exciting episode of Beyond the Recipe, where every dish tells a deeper story. Here at Beyond the Recipe, we allow our guests let their favorite dishes come to life as they tell us about their journeys, their struggles, and their experiences living life here as international students in the United States of America. We can always assure you one thing, that every episode is going to be an amazing roller coaster. So join me, grab your aprons, take your notebooks and your notepens as we go into the life of one amazing international student right here in Lexington, Kentucky. My name is Judith and I will be your host for today. Joining me today is an amazing young lady. We actually have a history. We're like, I don't know, cat and mouse, whatever you may say. Like, when we meet, it's like fuel and fire together. There is always a combustion somewhere, you know. And she's an amazing lady. She loves to sing. She's an amazing dancer. And I'm not saying this because I like her, you know, but like, it is what it is. She speaks French. She speaks like so many languages and she's studying here. Well, I'm gonna let her tell her story. So without much ado, join me as I welcome the delectable Michelle Eyuabuache. Welcome, Mimi.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You look beautiful today. And you know this is a huge compliment. Like, I hardly give her compliments, but I'm gonna give her compliments today, okay? All right, Michelle, how has your summer been like?
It's been good. It's been a bit slow, but I think I'm about to get into the summer mood. Yes.
Well, I don't want to give her away, but she's planning an amazing trip sometime this week, and I'm so jealous, okay? Because she should have gone with me. Yeah. Why didn't you go with me? Why aren't you going with me?
A little bit told me that you were busy and then you are also up and about, so yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's very fair. Yeah. All right, so we're going to dive right into it. Who is Michelle Eyuabuache?
Okay, so that's a big question. I used to write myself. I think we all did myself, but this myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michelle Eyuabuache is I am Michelle Eyuabuache.
Yeah.
I am Michelle Eyuabuache. The fifth of 6 children by my parents.
Amazing.
Yeah, Mr. Boache and Auntie Gina. And then I'm from Sunya. I am from Kumo in the Ashanti region.
Okay.
But I was born and bred in Sunyani.
Okay.
Yes, so I've lived my whole life in Sunyani from primary to daycare, from daycare to primary to JHS to senior high school to undergraduate.
Yeah.
Everything was done in Sunyani for some weird reasons, which I don't think you're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I hold a bachelor's degree in professional French. Currently pursuing a master's degree in French and Francophone studies.
Amazing.
I love to have the microphone in my hand. Yeah, anything that has to do with microphone, whether it's presenting, whether it's singing, or anything that has to do with having the microphone and being in front of the camera, like what we are doing here right now. It's something I love to do. So that's just Michelle. My favorite color is black. My favorite meal is anything with yam. And then
Anyway, so in other words, she just loves to talk. She's a professional yapper just as I am. And I think that's one of the reasons why we actually gel as much as we do.
I think so
and
too.
Very interesting fact that you are 5 out of 6 children. How does it feel like being in a large family?
I think I get that. Like, I guess it's a lot of time. People talk about it's cool that you have a big family. It's cool that you have 5 whole siblings.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm the only child. I have just 1 sibling. It's beautiful, actually. So I have 3 brothers. We are 3 girls and 3 boys.
Wow.
And the boys came before the girls.
Okay.
Yeah, so my mom and dad, they did that calculation.
Yeah.
They have boy, 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 girl, girl, girl.
Amazing.
It's beautiful, always being able to turn left or right or behind you and have someone there with you. But then it's also a bit chaotic, like where, especially when it comes to household chores, you don't know who is doing what and all that. But then, it's a very beautiful thing. Like, I know, I sometimes I think I understand why others wish they had a larger family because it's beautiful. I don't know if I could get any other word to qualify that, but it's beautiful having siblings. And I think even those with just a sibling or being only child, they have extended family, and we all know how it feels like having cousins and then aunties and uncles. So,
I mean, I do have 2 other siblings, and I have, everybody that knows me will tell you that I have always loved large families. I am always telling people, have as many kids as you can.
I don't intend to do that too.
Okay, see? Now, my ideal number is actually 6. So,
no, mine is 3.
Whoever I'm going to get married to, if you're watching this, like, 6, okay? 6, all right? I need to see your mom for some tips, okay?
You should.
Yeah.
You should, actually.
All right. So, you mentioned that you actually study in Sunyani.
Yeah.
And, well, for those of you who don't know, I call her Sunyani Cardi B. So, my honorable Sunyani Cardi B, okay, in the house. So what brings you to the States?
Just education. Yeah, education brought me to the States.
Amazing. And you're studying for a master's in French.
A master's degree.
So why French? Of all the courses you could have taken, psychology, philosophy, engineering, math, whatever, why French?
So as you said, I'm a professional yapper, and growing up, I wanted to be a doctor, like every other Ghanaian child or African child out there.
Tell them.
I wanted to be a doctor, but then I think senior high school, I actually chose to read science.
Yeah.
But when the school placements came, I was offered general arts, which really broke me. But I remember my mom and the headmistress, Sister Caroline, she was like, you know what, Michelle, just take this course. After your first term, you can try see if you can change it back to science. But then, after my first term in the general arts class, where my electives were literature, French, history, and economics, I realized that I loved languages.
Yeah.
Because I realized I love to talk. I really want to connect with people through communication. And then we live in a world that inhabits lots of languages, and the last thing I would ever want to happen to me is not being able to communicate with someone because of language. I would want to talk with you regardless of what language you are speaking, even if it's not oral language and it's verbal or it's sign or anything. I just want to be able to communicate with people, and I realized that mastering languages is the first step for me. So that is why I decided to start with French, and afterwards, we
progress to other.
So I just want to be able to reach out to lots of people through languages.
That's amazing. Well, I'm very sure that when she was in middle school or elementary school, she was number 1 on the list of talkatives. Listening to you and then hearing you, and I'm like, okay, she loves to talk. And so I believe she was just always on the list of talkatives. All right. So Michelle, you could have studied French in France. You could have studied French in maybe some place in Canada. Why did you choose the States?
So this particular question was one question I tried my best to get an answer to because of my visa interview. Because why French in an English speaking country?
Tell me about that.
In an English speaking country. So we are from Ghana, and Ghana is more like an English-speaking country. So I just realized that I pursued my undergraduate, which was also a language-based program, in an English-speaking country, and I did extremely well. Kudos to myself, I'm playing my own trumpet. I realized that I did so well.
Clock it.
I realized I did so well, even in an English-speaking country. So that was the first reason. And another thing is with France, majorly, the course or the program or the electives, or let's say the major I wanted to focus on, their mode of instruction was strictly French. In as much as I am studying French, in as much as I love the language, I am not a native speaker. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to be totally surrounded. It has its advantages, that is, being totally surrounded by the language is going to help you build faster and more efficiently. But then I also weighed it as a challenge because I'm not a native speaker. And here at the University of Kentucky, the mode of instruction is English and French. It's a balance. So I realized that it's going to be a safer space for me, because it's French. Every program I've done till this point, every course I have registered for till this point is purely French. As I said, I realized that being in the States is going to give me a safer space to really learn the language, in as much as I'm surrounded by English-speaking people. So the second thing that made me choose the States was the mode of the language used for instruction, which was English and French, rather than France being purely French, and then it's going to be a bit of a challenge.
I mean, props to you and kudos to you, because it's very good that you know your pros and your cons. You need to weigh what is going to work for you, what is not going to work for you, because one of the bravest things anybody can do will be to decide that I'm going to move my entire life and go to a different country to study. So you need to know what lays ahead of you, or what lies ahead of you. So that's really, really amazing. And I'm glad that you took time to, cross your T's and dot your I's to make sure that you had no surprises. You're going to have surprises anyway, but you can, minimize it if you do your due diligence.
And I just wanted to add, for your viewers watching, it's not that I am talking down or I'm trying to rule out the fact that if you want to pursue language, you have to go to that country. It's the best actually, because even with my undergraduate, you are supposed to travel to a French-speaking country. It's called immersion linguistique, that is linguistic immersion. You have to go to that francophone country and get immersed into the language, being surrounded by the language, its culture and its practice, everything has to do with the language. So being in an environment where the language you want to speak is spoken, it's actually good. But as you mentioned, I weighed it. I'm not a native speaker. I might get overwhelmed with it. So as she mentioned, you just have to weigh it and know what works for you. You have to know what you really want to do with it, and then you pick the one that works best.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember, we're allowing our brothers and sisters to know that traveling abroad for education is possible, and we're giving them the best information. We're allowing people to share their stories. So keep on sharing. You never know who this might help, okay? Thank you. And please keep the love coming. We need that, okay? We need that. That fuels our passion to keep on doing more, okay?
So we know that the whole process is not an easy one. Run us through your application process. How did you apply to your schools?
Okay. To my schools. Actually, it's school. Because I applied to just this school.
Oh, you don't say.
I applied to just...
My previous guest applied to 17 schools.
Yeah, I saw that. 17
and you applied to just one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna just calculate the application fees for the 16 others, and she's gonna pay us. Okay. Yeah. Because this is unfair. Okay. Yeah. So tell us about how you started the application process. How hard? How easy was it? Give us all the details.
Okay, so I was just there one time, and then I received like a video call. And I didn't know the number. It was a foreign number. And I'm like, I don't know this number. So why would you even call me on a video? Like, you don't know me, I don't know you. Video call it.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's a voice call, because what if I pick and then I don't, and I didn't pick the call. The person texted me later and was like, hi, is this Michelle? I'm like, yes, who is this? And he was like, he's called Emmanuel. And then my number is saved on his phone as Michelle Sunyane CCC. So I'm a member of the Calvary Charismatic Center, Sunyane. And he just wanted to reach out because he also doesn't know who this person is. So we just got talking, and even though I didn't clearly remember him, but he kind of knew me from church. And then we got talking, as I said, and he asked me, am I interested in studying abroad? I was like, who doesn't want to?
I know.
So he asked what I read for undergrad, and I was like, French. And then I was just there one day, he sent me a link that there is this school, they're offering a full funding for master's degree in French. I should check it out and apply. So I checked the link, and I'm one person. I'm really scared of clicking links. Looking at how this whole digital world is going. But if I click on the link and then
you never know. Your bank details and all.
I was like, are you sure? I went back online. I would check every HTTPS, make sure that like every detail. Yeah. And then one thing I did later on that I always ask other or anybody who reaches out to me, I ask them to do is, I didn't go straight ahead to apply. Like even though I had the link with application process and everything, I didn't go straight ahead to apply. I reached out to one of the faculty members.
Okay.
Yes, I reached out to him. I sent my CV, I sent my transcript and a little info about myself. I was like, this is me. And I saw the flyer about the post, and I want to apply. What should I do? Even though the link the guy shared with me had the process, the requirements, every single thing, I wanted to hear from the faculty member. What am I supposed to do? And he told me, he also sent the link to me. I was like, well, if it's coming from him, then it's legit.
Yeah.
So I then clicked the link, but then I carried him along with every single thing. He asked me he told me again what I'm supposed to do. So at any point I was done with something, I went back to him and I told him, I've done this, I've done that, what should I do next? I've done this, I've done, what should I do next? So with application, that was basically how I did it. I reached out to a faculty member, making sure that, and what made me do that was I felt like if later on I submit my application and it's presented before the faculty, definitely one person like, I know this person.
Yeah, this name does ring a bell.
This person has been on me for like a month, and then I feel like it's going to draw them to really check my documents. So that was that with before I applied. I submitted my recommendation letters, I think 3, my transcript from undergraduate, and I think a CV and a personal statement. And because it's a language based, I had to submit writing samples. So writing samples, any essay or any paper I've written from my undergraduate, I selected my best 3. They don't have a specific number of documents you can send with the writing sample. So I sent, I think, 3 of my best writers in undergraduate. And then they ask you to send a speaking sample as well. So you're supposed to record yourself reading any French article, which is going to last for like 3 minutes, because they're going to check your writing and you'll have to check your speaking as well. So those are, I think, the major things I submitted: recommendations, writing sample, speaking samples, my transcript, my CV, certificates, and the personal statement as well.
Okay, so after application comes admission. First and foremost, how long was your wait period?
Very long.
How long?
So I applied in October and I had to wait for like 5 months before I got the response. So it was a bit long for me. Because with your first guest, he mentioned that I think he got his response in a month. In a month. So in as much as I applied to just one school, everybody has his own struggles, you know. So
wow. But that is like, well, I think another thing too is because you applied in October. Because normally the application cycle is done in February or sometimes January or something. So wow, 5 months. So let me know how the feeling was, like knowing that congratulations, you've been selected, blah 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 blah. How was that feeling like?
I was excited.
Can you imagine?
I was, and it was the eve of my mom's birthday.
Oh,
so just imagine,
such amazing.
And then I was so excited, and then but then that wasn't all. Getting the admission is just. If it's
the first step.
It's like one break off. You have a whole lot to
you have a whole wall to scale at this point.
But I was excited actually, because and gave me a glimpse of how the future is going to look like for me. But then as to how everything was going to unfold or turn out, it was just in the hands of God.
Wow. You really got lucky. So now after admission, the next step is the biggest one, getting the visa. Tell us about that.
So just like every other international student out there, when you get your admission, there is a CV's fee you pay. Then you have to obtain your I-20. So I got my I-20, and with the CV's fee, I think one of the questions most people ask is how they are going to pay for it. And your first guest did mention, like, if you have someone in the state who can help you pay, which is what I did as well. I was fortunate. I got someone in the state, Anastasia, and then she helped me pay for my CV's fee, which is like one of the most efficient ways you can get your CV's fee paid. And after that, I started my DS1 CC. That form is so detailed. It's a whole a whole a whole foolscap book.
It is.
And then you have to make sure every detail you are entering into that form is correct. It's true, it's genuine, so that you don't get yourself into trouble. So I paid my series, I got my I-20, I completed my DS-160 form, and then I think we're going to get to that point of the preparation for the interview. But then another thing that helped me was during that same time I had someone who was also applying, who was also getting her process through to come to University of Kentucky as well, who the person is carrying my flatmate Edith. So we all got admission at the same time, and then we all processed the whole thing. So I think one thing that really helps is if you get someone to do it with, not getting someone to do it for you, because
absolutely
with these forms, we've heard stories about people who pay others to get their forms filled out, and then
that is risky.
At the end of the day you might not even know what is on the document. So we decided to do the things ourselves, like get things done by ourselves with each other to help them. So like helping one another, we are going to take it step by step. We completed the forms ourselves. So what we did is, if I get to this point, I reach out to her, Mommy, I've done this, have you done that? They're asking this question, how do you understand this question? When she has the same challenges as well, she reaches out to me. So we did it side by side, and then at the end we had a friend to review our document, to make sure, like our form, to make sure every question is answered, and every detail we are putting there, we have proof of it. And then that was that.
And that's really something that you might want to take note of, because everything that you put on your form, you don't just put it there for just putting their sakes. No, it goes a long way. Like I'm telling you, it is very important that you put everything correctly. You need to check, recheck, uncheck, check again. Like do everything that you need to do. Make sure everything you're inputting in that form or on that form is the correct information. And with what you said about having someone to do it with you, that's very necessary. Like it's really good that you have somebody to do it with you. You can just be like, hey, how is it going? I don't understand this. It's always good, because granted there will be somebody who will understand something differently than you will, and so just conferring with each other is necessary. Does it matter if the person is doing the same course? Because I don't think Edith is doing French. Is she doing French?
So she is. It matters, but it also doesn't matter. It matters in the sense that if you guys are reading the same program, it's much easier, because the questions are the same, the responses might be related, because it's the same program you guys are reading. It doesn't matter, because again, the fact that I am not into chemistry, or the fact that you are not into French, doesn't mean that a general question they're asking you might not have an answer to. So what matters, what I'm driving at is, what matters is you have someone who is doing the same thing with you. You brainstorm the questions, like you think about stuff together, and then you know that, and it also helps you, like someone is keeping you in check, making sure you're doing it, making sure you're on the right path. Just carrying someone along with you, it's easier, so that you don't pay someone to do it for you. Because if you traveling abroad for your education is something that is really dear to your heart, and you really want to do it, and it's not just because you want to
just use it as a way out or something.
If you really want to study, if it's really education that you want to pursue, we believe that you would want to do this by yourself. And even if you're going to get someone as assistant, or going to pay for assistance, you're not just going to dump it on the person and just be at the comfort of your homes and waiting for the person to submit your forms filled for you. You have to make sure you are checking everything the person is doing. Every information the person is putting on is something you are giving to the person.
Absolutely.
So this all boils down to getting people, trusted people around you with the process, because it's tedious. It's a really overwhelming thing to go through, and then getting people to help you is really good.
That's great. Thank you. So now we're moving on to the interview date, because I know that is a doozy back home in Ghana. Like people they go through a lot, and they're like, I don't even have a date, blah blah blah, do I have to defer my course? How was it like for you?
You're going to say it's unfair again.
Okay.
But it's not, actually.
Okay.
Because I really didn't search for dates. I got a date the moment I was done with my DS-160. The date was just there. And then before that, I was hearing, maybe you have to travel to another country and get. I was like, no, I'm going to have my interview in Accra, Ghana. I'm going to stay in Ghana and get everything that I just spoke it into existence, and then it was established for me. Because, again, it was having people around. So with the people I had around me, helping me with everything, one was on the lookout for dates.
Okay.
So immediately I was done. One day, I think I was there. She called me with that a date was available, but I wasn't done with my DS 160. So my mom was like, then let's just go and pay the visa fee and book the date, and afterwards you go and complete your DS 160. I was like, so we even go to the GT Bank. So that is where you pay your visa fee, any GT Bank near you. I got to the GT Bank with my mom, but I was like, no, I just want to fill out the DS 160 form before I make the payment. That is how I missed the first date.
Oh.
So early the next morning, I completed the form. I just sat on my ass, and then I had someone there, like a friend. I think I went to a friend, actually, his office, and then we completed the forms. That evening, another date was available. The person called me, Michelle, date is available. I just popped on onto the portal and I booked the date.
Okay, now that is really unfair. Okay, girl, I don't know. Because I know people that go through so much.
Yes.
They apply to a million schools, they get the admission, and they don't have dates.
Yeah.
And people have to pay exorbitant amounts of fees to get people to just do this shady thing, which is not good anyway. I just like everything to be so legitimate.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that you got it that way.
And as we talked about earlier on, having people, trusted people around you who are willing to help you. Because while I was busily getting the DS 160 done, someone had her ears all around,
trying to see for the date for a date
to make sure that Michelle is not going to go through that struggle. So fortunately, that was how it happened for me, and I pray that happens like that for everybody else. In as much as it might be difficult, eventually it's going to work out for me.
I mean, it surely does take a village, and her village was like standing on business. So now, after you have the date, another hurdle that you need to cross is the interview process itself. And that is not child's play, I can tell you that much. So tell us how the preparation was, because you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared for your interview. So how did you prepare?
Before, the one thing that makes me love Beyond the Recipe is how it's focused on bringing to viewers or
potential
international students the narratives of people who are here from various fields of study, being in psychology, chemistry, French, mathematics, communication, bringing you the narratives as it is, what they went through, because that is something I didn't get. Preparing for my interview, I was looking for materials that were geared towards French, looking for question samples for French students going for interview, which I didn't get. Everything I was seeing was either science, math, engineering, IT, science, math, engineering. It was so difficult coming across materials or coming across an interview where they were talking about French students or getting an admission to the US to pursue French. These are what you're supposed to do, this is what you're supposed to do, these are some questions you might be asked. I didn't get anything like that. So I set my own questions. When before going for your interview, you have to rehearse, you get to know some questions. People have traveled before, they tell you, oh no, ask you this, and now you kind of try to find out, build your competence, like how you're going to speak or how you're going to present your responses to them. So I set my own questions, and then I got my own answers. Although some of the questions are generic, like why are you going to the States, how are you funding yourself, this and that and that.
Why the States?
Those questions were there, but then I had to set my own questions that were tailored for French students, and then I answered it myself. It was a very tedious thing because I was like, am I even answering it correctly? But then one thing that made me convinced I was answering it correctly was because they were answers coming from within. It wasn't something I was reading somewhere to chew and pour thing.
No.
Why am I studying French? I know why I'm studying French. The answer was something I can relate to. It's coming from deep down within me. How did I apply for? How did I hear about this program? Everything was genuine. Everything was legit. So in as much as I wasn't getting the materials I needed, I thought I needed, and I created it myself, I was convinced because I was speaking from within. I was convinced with myself that my answers are something I'm not just thinking about formulating sentences and trying to please someone. This is me.
Yeah.
If you ask me any day, anytime, why am I reading French? Why am I choosing French? My answer is going to be the same because that is what is driving me.
Yeah.
So that was the challenge, and I believe BTR, the Beyond the Recipe, the whole motive, whatever thing we are trying to put out there, whatever thing we are propagating, is going to help lots of people. Because today I'm saying it from the point of view of a French student. Tomorrow it might be a communication student. The first one was a chemistry student.
Yeah. That's why you don't need to do the traditional chew and pour, because like they can ask the questions differently, and then if you just like just try to just orate something, you're going to make a mistake. So make sure that you are preparing. Make sure that all the answers that you're giving are coming from within. One thing that you need to know is that if it is coming from within, it comes across as very genuine. Do not give any generic answers. Please do not, because it's going to come back to haunt you, okay?
So now tell me about life here as an international student. The good, the bad, the ugly. Tell me about it.
So as I just mentioned, I've not been here for up to a year, so there's just little I can say with my experience so far. Maybe after another year or two,
you will meet again
and have a lot to say. But then what I would want to say is, if you intend to travel outside the country, you have to
psych yourself that this is what you want to do, because you have no idea what is out there waiting for you. As you mentioned, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. So just psych yourself and pray for wisdom. Because here I am in the absence of family. In as much as I've been able to build up a new family here, you are away from eyes that were putting you in check at first. So you actually have to pray for the wisdom to navigate life on your own. As I mentioned, I am from Sunyani. I've lived my whole life in Sunyani. I've never been away from the gaze of my parents or my siblings. But here I am, miles away, oceans away, countries, nations, continents away from them, and then I have to face everything by myself. They've been able to you can only call. The only thing you can do is call. And even if you call
technology
them, you can't do anything about, like, they cannot come to you. They cannot come and hug you. They cannot come and pat you and say Judith is fine. You just have to master like the courage and face life on your own. And that is one thing I tried so hard to do, to psych myself, because I've never been away from home. And coming here, fortunately, by God's grace, I've been able to meet amazing people. So it's made my transitioning into the system a very smooth one. That doesn't mean it's void of challenges, but then if you know the God you serve, and then you know that He's going to help you through it till the end, you are going to hold on. And then keep on pushing. So it's not been a smooth one, but it's been a smooth one by God's grace and the awesome people I have met, like yourself and then many other people else.
So girl, what are you making for me today?
Okay, so your production team told me that at the end of this video we are going to have the recipe attached.
Yes, we will have it attached.
Okay, so I have my beetroot juice right here. Michelle, tell me, what are the ingredients you use for this?
Okay, so we have beetroot, as you mentioned, melon, that's watermelon, and then ginger.
Okay, and it has no sugar, no preservatives.
Yeah, and I think what makes it a bit sweet is the watermelon. It has a bit of sweetness to it.
So this is all natural. Can you say that in French? This is all natural.
C'est tout naturel.
Okay, whatever she said. So I'm gonna taste it and we'll see. I'm gonna be honest. Like, oh, it smells good. Ooh, I like it. Okay. It's good.
Thank you.
It's really good. And I love ginger. Like, I love ginger. So it's not overpowering or anything. It's just the right amount of ginger. I love it. Thank you so much, Michelle. So please make sure you replicate the recipe because it's good. And I mean, I'm gonna do this. Oh, if you have a juicer, it's gonna be even easier for you. So I'm gonna do this for sure. Well, Michelle, before we wrap up, I want you to look inside that camera and then I'm gonna ask you, what advice do you have for someone who is desiring to come here and study?
Come.
Bro.
Come. If you want to come and you have the resources, the strength, you should. But one thing I would never forget to mention, like anytime I'm asked about my traveling abroad journey, do not take God out of the equation. Do not take God out of the equation.
Say that one more time.
Do not. Do not in any way take God out of the equation, because this whole life is for Him. And then we should see every step that we are taking as one that He's orchestrating, like taking you a step closer to the fulfillment of your purpose. So do not take God out. I don't know. Just don't take God.
Just don't. Make it the center.
At every point, pray. At every step you're going to take, pray to God. Tell Him about it. He wants to know about it. In as much as He knows already, He loves to hear it from us. Speak to Him. Tell Him. When it's getting tough, tell Him. When it's getting very easy. Because sometimes I feel like the devil can make stuff so easy for you. You feel like it's God. But then the fact that it's good doesn't mean it's God. That's another thing. So make sure that if you're a Christian, if you're a believer, carry God along with you. Moses said that he wasn't going to go until the presence of God goes with him. That should be the posture of our hearts. We shouldn't take that step until we are convinced that He is in it with us. That is the only way success is assured. That is the only way your victory is stamped, like
secured. That is the only assurance you're gonna get.
Yes. So what I want to say, carry God along, and also on your part, make sure all your documents are legit. Do not fake anything. Do not engage in any fraudulent activity with your travel, because it's going to catch up with you one way. It's going to catch up with you. So make sure every document you're submitting is genuine, it's legit. And again, stay true to yourself. Know what is pushing you, because if you don't have what is driving you, you get lost. If you don't have something that is really pushing you, you want to pursue a master's degree or PhD in a course, know that, be convinced that it's really what you want to do, because when you get here, there are a lot of opportunities around that you might get swayed. So know your foundation, know where you are coming from, know where you want to get to, carry God along, and stay true to yourself.
I love that. And I don't know, I think she's also a woman of God, okay? Like in my intro, I should have added that she's a woman of God, she sings, she dances and all. So pardon me for that. Thank you so much for that amazing session with you, Michelle. I have learned so much. Like, you don't necessarily have to apply to 17 schools. If it's your time, you can apply to one school. You're gonna get admission. You're not gonna struggle for your interview date, and you are going to get your visa just like that. Okay,
that doesn't mean those going through like
and that's another thing too. Like it's all your journey. Like it's all a journey, and it can be different. But she's lucky that her journey was much more straight. You know, she didn't have to go through any wahala and stuff like that. So thank you so much, Michelle. And if you are anybody who hopes to study French, please drop your comments down below. Michelle loves to help people. She loves to be of assistance. So if you have any questions about life in America or anything, she'll be more than willing to help you and to talk to you, to hear you out, and be a blessing unto you. So once again, thank you for watching. This is Beyond the Recipe. Every dish tells a deeper story. I'm enjoying my beetroot juice. And until we come your way again next time, stay true to yourself. Do not give up on that dream to study abroad, because that dream is legit, okay? We love you. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Keep the love coming. Help us make this page even bigger. Love you all, Michelle. So let's set the tagline together. Beyond the Recipe, every dish tells a deeper story. Bye, guys.